All right, welcome back to Pawn Shop Laptop Podcast. I'm sitting here with a couple of the... No, never mind. Cut
The
that
usual.
out.
A couple of the usual.
I hate those.
You don't like
Look
that?
at Ellie. Look at Ellie.
Alright, well, Elon Musk got you?
Everybody's pointing. Everybody's feeling good.
Describe an alien.
Describe an alien. You went right for the
Not
describe.
describe.
Okay, let's give them. We were talking aliens, of course, because that's what's the hit, right? Everybody's got the new footage. Government's got these drone footage. They're discussing aliens for the first time publicly.
Well, now aliens are just more normalized.
Yeah, it's like not even crazy to say aliens exist now.
Unlike
Who
10
says that?
Unlike 10 years ago, where I feel, or not even 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I felt like when you were talking aliens, conspiracy theory. Now aliens, maybe?
You had
Who?
tinfoil on your head
No,
back in the day.
man.
So I believe that
No.
there's got to be life outside this planet. How about what you obviously are? What you don't
I'm
believe it?
frustrated already at how this started. 10 years ago, it was a conspiracy theory, but now it's not. Aliens are
No,
here.
it's not that it's not. It's maybe?
Well, I don't even think maybe it's like more like yeah.
No.
Well,
So,
how do you
all right,
explain the footage? Have you seen every
aliens
footage?
as being something we talk about, or aliens as in some big green guy is walking down the street with his fingers like this long? Like that's not a conspiracy theory anymore.
It could be possible. Like, we don't know what aliens
Well,
look like.
there's apparently different species of aliens now. They got the lizard aliens. We got aliens that look like us, but like slightly different. Like apparently they're walking around with us, and we can't tell that they're aliens. Okay.
Here we go again. This guy and his phone.
So I'm sorry, I got all the notifications on, and
And
I don't
Google
mute my
again.
phone.
Google again.
You
But
know?
all right, so
But I don't know. Aliens to me is an interesting topic because the more and more we get advanced in technology, I feel like it's becoming more and more real.
I don't think aliens as what we grew up thinking aliens are, as being a thing. It's
Okay.
not to me. It's
Well,
just
what did you
not
grow up thinking aliens
the
were?
big green guy with the weird head, big black eyes, making buzzing noises.
Oh, those,
Okay,
are,
but
those
what
are
if
the grays.
what if that is like an exoskeleton suit?
Like
Like
that's what
Independence Day?
Like he puts that on to go to work.
Yeah. Well, no. If they're traveling through other, so the universe is full of different different planets are made of different gases, different rocks, everything, right? So it's not the same environment. So if they're from an environment where they breathe something differently or drink something differently, and they come to Earth where it's oxygen, like, you don't think they're gonna have trouble breathing? They're not gonna just come with just normally and say, hey, what's up, guys?
They're like in a spacesuit, but on Earth.
Yeah, but to us, their technology may be different. We don't know. So like you're thinking like machinery, Neil
Rico.
Armstrong.
Rico's thinking that machines and stuff.
Well, yeah, because that's the way he's saying. Because if you're saying that the green alien, what if that's a suit? What if he doesn't? What if he's a handsome-looking fella?
So like an
underneath that suit?
astronaut for a human that would go visit Mars, he'd be wearing this
Correct.
outer outfit.
But that's why I think it's interesting, because we can't think that they're gonna come looking just like us. That's absolutely absurd.
Why?
Because not every planet looks. There's no planet yet that we can see that kind of looks like Earth.
But I don't know, man. They be sending like people, like fake animals into the jungle and see if it could like mix with the species. Like they'll have like a fake monkey hang out with the real monkeys and put a camera on that monkey and like observe and try to see if they accept this robot monkey as their own. And so
And what does it?
So they're testing.
well,
us?
yeah, there was one time where a monkey, like, it fell from a branch and it laid there lifeless because it's a robot and it was malfunctioning, but all the other monkeys looked like they were mourning the loss of this kid robot.
But that's us making it look so real that they had to accept it. So you're saying that if aliens came to Earth, they should come looking like us?
No,
Like, we're
I'm saying that it's possible because even us as humans do it into other lower species.
Yeah, but we can't assume that.
What do you think, Elliot? Are you an alien believer, or do you think that we're the only ones in the cosmos?
Well, it's like what they said. we're built up by common stuff that's in space. We're made out of carbon, water. So that's something that's abundance in outer space. Why wouldn't there be other life on other planets?
Okay, that I agree with. Life on other planets. There could be someone making a podcast right now on another planet, sitting, looking, breathing, talking.
But they got to be
eating
Homo
just like
sapiens.
us.
But they got to be Homo sapiens.
Or they're like
Why not?
lizards.
I mean, I wouldn't say Homo sapien per se. I
Why
would
not
say
though?
They have to be something
But
else.
not. But they,
It's
because-
just like you.
So
you guys are all saying we haven't explored it yet.
Okay, check this out. Let me equalize it for you then. We need hair on Earth because we have the fall. I mean the winter, right? It gets cold around here. Imagine if it was a planet that was just all around
Summer.
70 degrees summer, nice outside. You don't think them aliens would have no need for hair, rendering them never developing hair to begin with?
But is that what hair is like to keep us warm during winters? I mean, Florida.
Well,
I mean, if you think of like Mexico or
Well, where is
But
hair?
it also
located
takes
at?
it also humans have explored so much and crossed DNA so much that it's hard to like. So what
No,
you're
but
saying
he's got a good point though, because if you look at the South Americans and the Mayans, they all had long hair and they were in a warm climate their whole lives. And you look at the Indians, the Native Americans that were living in the Southern Hemisphere, they all had long hairs and braids and all that stuff. So
what if somebody drew that or depicted it and
they did.
But yeah, but like they said, but they're like, yeah, this guy looks cool and everything, but like, what if he had hair? It would look great. And then they just added hair a couple years later.
So it's just like the artist, right? The artist said, you know what, these people are all bald.
They say
Put a tomahawk
They say
on 'em.
history is his story, so it's whoever tells the
look
story.
at that guy. History is his story. I mean, that is true because I could tell you something that happened last week and I could just totally create something.
Exactly.
Well, that's the old saying, when the legend becomes fact, you print the legend. So, like, even if the legend is false, if it's become so real that it just becomes fact.
Yeah, like I had a mediocre life, and when I tell my kids stories of my life, epic.
Like this guy
Epic life.
probably tells his kids that he was better than you and me in softball.
I've heard him say it. I've actually called Rico once to prove to my nephews that I tackled a 7-foot quarterback.
So we're all in agreement that possibly there is other life forms.
Other life forms.
in,
Wait.
in the galaxy, in the universe,
What considers
in the Milky
a
Way.
life form? Like, is bacteria a life form?
Nah,
if we
man.
find bacteria on another planet, it's technically alive, right?
Almost that I feel like that is guaranteed. There is other like growing like fungi or whatever you want to call it. Yes, that's got to be everywhere.
Well, then that's
because all it
life.
takes is some kind of like atmosphere.
Well, that's life then,
but
right?
I'm talking about
A being walking around.
talking, eating.
Okay, so you-
bathroom using,
Intelligent life form.
having intelligent life form.
But are we classifying intelligence as like talking? Because what if they communicate with putting their tentacles on each other's brains and they're
Now we're talking about weird animals.
why is that a weird animal?
But you never know what they are, right?
I don't know what else to describe. Like what else to like you could only like if an alien or extraterrestrial being was to come to Earth right now, and you try to if I saw it and I'm trying to describe it to you, I'm gonna take what I know. Obviously, if he has like some weird hands that like just flail around, tentacles, right? He's got some weird ears. I don't know, maybe that's where he breathes out of. I don't know. I'm going to take what I think makes sense of his biology and then map it to like what I feel so I can describe it to you, because I'm not going to just say, yo, I'm not going to be able to draw it to you because I'm not an artist or anything like that. So I'm going to describe it the best way I know how.
Hold on. I like the way he was talking with the tentacles. That brings me to something I was thinking once upon a time. Octopuses. Those things are not from this planet. I don't care what anybody says. Them things came from somewhere else. Them things are smart. Those things got.
Well, they say that
Yeah,
that
that
those are the
camouflage
most
stuff and
alien thing in the ocean.
Like closest thing to like.
Yeah.
Why are they always trying to climb into jars?
That's their safe
Lock
space.
the octopus in a jar and he can unscrew the top and escape.
Why are they always getting into them jars? It's like they
They
see a
are,
jar,
yeah,
they're like,
weird.
I gotta
But
get in
that
there.
is kind of like, even if you think about The Simpsons, their aliens on the show kind of resemble
Octopus.
Oh, that's what you depict the aliens.
But
the green
that's
ones. Because
what
I was
you
like, the
guys
big
are
guy.
talking about.
Well, I thought you were talking about the
aliens
green.
as-
So you haven't even done any history on aliens. So all you know is Simpson aliens.
Simpson. I know what you can walk up to
E.T.
Yeah,
aliens.
you can walk up to any person and say like, describe an alien. 99%. If it was a Family Feud question, 100 points on the board.
Big eyes, green.
Green man, big eyes. That's an alien. But I like to believe that yes, there are other life forms out there, but they're not big green guys.
But do you think they're visiting Earth? Or are they just in their
I
planets
don't.
chilling?
I think that they're out there talking about, hey, do you guys think there's other life forms? And we're that other life form.
What about that one?
We
guy?
can be aliens.
What about the guy
Who had an
that
encounter?
had relations with aliens? That
But-
he said that he was sleeping and he woke up to 2 females on top of him, and he said he felt pain, and then he says he thought it was a dream. He woke up and he was able to find a single strand of hair. Took it to a person who studies hair. They said that hair has DNA from 10,000 years ago, and the hair pigments are untainted by the sun, which means they were never bleached by the sun.
Okay, now my thing is, did he describe what they look like?
Yes.
Were they human because they had hair?
Yes.
And he said they were women. And my thing is, if you see a green alien, you can't tell if
He
it's a male
said-
or female.
He
Why is
said
it
they
always
were
green with you?
They're green
They're
aliens.
great.
He said they were pale of skin. The only thing that they look like us
So
to
they
the
look like
T.
us.
The only thing that was different was their eyes were slightly bigger than ours. Not dramatically oval shaped,
Anime
But you can
eyes.
tell.
but there was something with their eyes that were.
I want to
bigger
get
than
back to the color, but I also don't want to veer away from what you're saying. Yeah, no, I mean, if they had the technology to fool humans, I mean, we could believe whatever we want.
Man, if they could get to Earth, then they have technology that we can't comprehend. So
But
they
can-
could do
can they?
things that we can. Well,
So they could look a certain way, but they're trying to make themselves look as human as possible, so we can.
but
be
we don't
aesthetically
know
pleasing.
that though. We don't even know that. I mean, I heard that there was different kinds of aliens that are among us, but like some may look like us, some are in the. Who knows? I mean, all this stuff is just hearsay at this point, but that's what I be hearing, is that these aliens got a whole bunch of different races that walk amongst us, and some of them don't. Some of them got bases in Mars that do business with American companies and military bases. There's a lot of conspiracy stuff out there.
So like the ant farm theory, that we're an ant farm to aliens.
I don't know, because from the conspiracy theory I heard that we're in cahoots with them. We made a deal. This is what I read and heard.
Who is we?
America. So
Just America does business with aliens.
this is what happened, I think. I forgot what it was called. But they was in Antarctica. Apparently, the Nazis had a base over there trying to communicate with aliens. They were trying to build a saucer or whatever. And somebody told America, hey, you should go check this out. Something's going on over there. So when America showed up, apparently they ran into some kind of beings out there, and they made a deal, right? And the deal was keep us a secret, and we'll help you out with technology and little things to help you guys further along, as far as the humans. And in return, America said that they are allowed to kidnap and abduct
I've heard this.
any American citizen in a national forest.
But it's got to be.
And
it's
that's
got to
where
be.
you want to go for the zombies.
So it's got to be
Yeah,
a
I did.
sustainable amount, right? It can't be exceed a certain amount, right?
But check it out. There's over 250 people missing in the national forest that just vanished without a trace. So,
I mean, that's up for the debate, bro. Like, the
but
forest is huge.
no findings. There's people that went. You know how they do those big searches for these people. There's nothing. There's no body, no bone fragments. There's nothing.
Because boa constrictors ate them.
Boa constrictors. Man, swallow them whole.
I'm just trying to.
But that's crazy, right? That was the deal.
Well, let's talk about that theory.
It's
'cause
5possible because who's gonna-
fascinating.
I can't.
Well,
I just.
can't, the forest thing, I can't really fall behind too much because, I played Minecraft and I lost my base plenty of times walking through the forest.
Why do we keep talking about?
Minecraft's like
Jesus
the
Christ.
greatest.
It's like it's got to do with national
I'm
forest
addicted
aliens.
to this stuff.
So they're coming here, they're making deals with us, but why don't they want to be found? Or why don't they
That-
want to be?
that-
I think
That is it.
I think they said that the human race isn't ready for that kind of. Well, think about it. Back in the 1940s,
I'm
when
ready.
that fake radio broadcast,
I'm
did
ready.
you guys hear about it? Did you guys
That's
hear
the
about
40s,
it?
though.
That don't matter. The aliens don't
Oh,
care about
the-
that. They did that
what was it
fake,
called?
the alien invasion, and
Yeah.
the people
What
lost
was it
their
called?
shit.
Yeah, people
They
were
lost
crazy.
their mind. So the aliens, and that's the same time they
What was
made the
that called? I
deal.
forgot. But see, like, okay, like
It'd be
like you
wonderful
were just
if we could
saying,
Google it.
like you were just saying, if they're ready and they're taking people and they feel like they are empowered and people are strong on being empowered, why don't we just take the world? Take it from us. What do they need us for? What do they need? If they're taking a certain amount of people from the national forest, they obviously need people
alright,
for something.
So if there's a balance in the universe or in our Milky Way, and you remove the balance, you're gonna just disrupt a lot of things. Or if it's what Mikey's saying, and they're using us for something, and we're fulfilling their needs.
Take us all.
I mean, but they are, if they're doing it already,
Is that
they're
what's
doing it
best
already.
for us?
Not us, but if you're in power, if you have all that strength, who cares about anyone else?
Well,
Okay,
wait.
so wait. So okay, let me throw this theory out. All right, let's say
It's survival of the fittest.
the people that harvest honey from bees, right? They grab the bees do their thing, they take the honey and they sell it, right?
Okay. So
They're not wiping out the
it's
bees.
like a non-stop cycle.
Yeah, so you
so
don't
the
wipe
people-
out the bees. So if we're doing everything they want us
We're
to
a
do,
farm.
Right. And
We're
as
a farm.
long as we keep reproducing,
and doing thing, and they
because
get
if they
to
wipe us
abduct-
all out, then they could run out
Correct.
of us.
I
What,
got-
what are we gonna do?
I heard some stuff too, but what do you think about all that?
I'll ask them a better question. If they're taking people, what are they using us for?
Well, I heard something about scientists said that there's a lot of radiation in outer space. Maybe they lost their ability to reproduce. They need us to reproduce.
Oh, so they're taking. So they're
Well,
taking
al-
us to reproduce.
Also,
with
let's
them.
say time works differently in different planets or whatever, or they age differently, or their cells diminish, or whatever's controlling them diminish. Right? We have a short life in regards to time. Let's say if they took their species and put it in Earth, their time is they could live up to 1,500 years, and they lost their will to reproduce, and they're trying to get something out of this or find a technology. Why not use us if we're like ants to them or something? Or
So they're using us as fuel to survive.
So I heard that they look at us and they're envious of us as the human beings because we have emotion, we have love, we have something that they don't have. I heard that they don't have emotions like us where they, well, if you think about it, how come they haven't attacked us? Maybe they don't have that in them to be like, oh, we have anger in us, or we have, like we want to take over. Like they don't have that in them. Maybe
what-
they're just purely scientists that want to observe.
or
And they're just not.
But
they
that's
have
just
no
in-
or what if
interest
it,
of
or
being
what if
here.
it's not a fair fight and they just
Well, regardless, it's just the fact that they're not doing what they could do. So that means there's something in them that they don't want to do it, right? And all the stuff they've been saying to humans is calm down with the technology, calm down with weapons. It's the death of your planet. So that's what their message has been with the people who made contact with them.
I am hearing a lot of excuses to why aliens are not here.
Well, apparently they are. Rico, have you seen the footage that's been out there? Has been leaked.
Yeah, but there's footage of all kind of stuff. It's one of those things that I want to believe. Same as like ghosts, spirits, haunting, aliens. I want to believe this stuff, but I haven't. It's something you got to experience.
just like Mikey wants to live in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, you got to experience it. You got to experience it, man.
But
like you could make, again with technology, I could sit here and make a movie of an alien walking in front of your house that looks legit, man, that looks good, and just make it all staticky. Oh, I filmed it from my Nokia cell phone. That's why it looks bad.
So
but that's an alien,
But
man.
why would the government entertain something like that if it's
Government's
easily
dirty.
debunked? I mean,
the government will do stuff to distract us,
So
and I
if-
know
if-
all of us.
But if
believe
but if
that.
they
We
are
all like
but
these
if but if the
conspiracies.
aliens say we'll give you gold or something like that, or money, or we'll teach you how to make money, or we'll give you the new advancements in technology for you can make money, don't you think it'd be in their best interest to go along with it too?
well, that's what the deal was.
Yeah, well, so that's proven to this. That's not even a debate whether people are driven by money or anything.
But what are you saying? Okay, for instance, okay, that's something that I could crack right now. They say there's a meteor that's out there that Elon Musk was even talking about.
He's an alien.
He wanted to attach rockets to this asteroid and manipulate it into crash landing on Earth because that asteroid or whatever that is, meteor asteroid, that thing is made of 90% gold and precious metals.
Oh,
But
I didn't even hear about that, but that's interesting.
That's something that's not on this Earth. So if aliens wanted gold, they'll just simply pick up an asteroid.
no, I'm not saying aliens want gold. I'm saying humans want gold. So aliens are not going to just drop a meteor full of gold for us because then we're not going to need the aliens no more because we're going to have what we want. But if you feed them crumbs, pigeon theory, throw pigeons in the ground,
But I think what he's
you
saying
keep
is
them around.
if they're so powerful and strong, they can just take that gold. Like,
But again, if they need us for any particular
They're
reason,
bribing us with the gold,
Yeah, they're
right?
bribing us
They're
for
not.
gold.
They're not wanting.
so
gold.
they're in control of that meteor.
So so you're saying that basically they're doing a deal. They're giving us gold and they're taking our women.
No, I didn't say that. I said that.
I tried to get him. I tried to get him.
I said that in exchange for knowledge that we're willing to offer up people that go into the national forest because we can't explain what happened to them. People could go off in these forests and just get lost for weeks and anything could happen. A bear, a cougar, something. They fall, hit their head, and they just can never be found. So it just makes sense for that to, like, it just makes sense to me. Like, why wouldn't they make that? Because it's plausible. Like, if I go into the forest because I'm scared the zombies are taking over, and it's not, it's just a false alarm, and I'm out there, and then you guys could never find me again. I'm pretty sure I got abducted by a damn alien. Like they took me.
I don't know. I can't back that because how many people that are well educated, very smart, and people you would say are scientists out there camping in the world,
What
Get
the?
lost.
in the forest.
And you mean to tell me not one of them been lost?
And get lost, yeah, but never.
Are you
come
telling
back.
me
I mean, they
nobody's
just
But
go
ever-
what
off.
Mikey's saying is right. People do go missing all the time.
Well,
And
there are people. Okay,
You
the
think a
people
smart
that are-
person can't get lost in the
A
woods?
person that's sitting there in the woods is a person that's basically lived the wood life. So they're
No,
not abducting people
no.
who knows how to make campfires.
What makes
with
you
sticks.
think that everybody that gets lost in the woods are living a wood life? Most of the people that get lost in woods are
that's
from a city or something that are
they
just
say-
trying
yeah,
to
they say,
explore.
well,
Okay, okay.
So if you're a family that grew up in the city your whole life and you want some adventure, you're not going to say, "Oh, let's go to the next city." That's boring. You're going to the woods or something that you've never done before. So that's
And what are
that's
you gonna
false.
do? You're gonna be in a campsite. You're not gonna be
No,
off the
not all
grid.
the time,
You're
not
gonna
all
be
the
off
time.
So why
grid.
has a whole family not gone into the woods, and 4 of them go in the woods, 3 get abducted because one was using the bathroom in a tree and didn't see the spaceship come and can't tell a story?
So if an alien is scouting a family, they're not going to let one run away so they can tell a
Hey,
story.
we all make
Wait a
mistakes,
minute. Wait,
man.
there's that famous story, that guy in the 70s who got taken and his buddies were with him and they were eyewitnesses and everybody thought that they killed him. Steven Spielberg made a movie about it, Into the Sun or something, Into the Fire. It's a 70s movie, but it's based on this guy who got abducted by aliens and he woke up and fought the aliens off and started wandering the ship, and then he ended up getting back a week later. But the people held him, the cops held him. They thought that all the friends
killed the friends?
killed the guy.
Oh, did he came back?
Yeah, he came back a week later, and I'm telling, there's a movie about
It's
it.
just stuff I want to believe this stuff.
Like, there's a whole bunch of crazy abduction stories.
Man, but
So with that, I know just connecting because it kind of may or may not have something to do with the aliens, but would Area 51 and aliens be connected in any sort? Do you strongly believe that Area 51 is aliens, or do you think it's just some high security military base that the U.S. has?
it's got to be affiliated with some kind
with,
of
you think with some other life form?
Yeah. I mean, it has to be because there's too many ties to it. Unless it's all hype and people just want to believe it.
It's got to be something there.
I don't know much about it. I haven't done much research,
They
but
won't
it
let
is
you.
interesting.
They won't let you step in there, right? But the crazy thing is Area 51 covers an area that the famous pioneers crossed, the 49ers. Those people that came from the East Coast to the West Coast. A whole bunch of people died. But that famous route that they took goes into Area 51. Why would the military stop that as an American historical site of that trek to get to where they went? Why would they cut that off to American citizens to be able to go and follow that trek themselves? That whole route,
So where is Area 51 located?
It's in Nevada.
Is it like desert or is it like surrounded?
Yeah,
It's,
desert.
It's like literally in the middle of the desert. There's like no homes
Yeah,
or housing.
it's desert.
around it.
Yep.
It's just I don't know. Like It comes to my mind always talking about Area 51 like unidentified flying objects, UFOs, or military jets that are not known to the normal person, or war weapons.
Yeah, the
But I
military
always hear
jet
stuff
thing
about-
is-
I mean, if you're holding secret weapons, you don't want people to see it. You don't know who. You can't open it up to the public and let people see, because you don't know. United States is open to the public, basically. Anybody could send someone over here. Russia could send someone over here. You know what I mean? Russia right now, we all know what's going on with them. Like, they could send someone over here as a tourist with a camera, and they're in Area 51. Here's our new jet that we're planning on putting out. But that's my feeling of Area 51.
So you think it's just some high military
High
base?
secret military base
I mean,
with weapons
man,
and planes.
Dude,
and,
you know what, dude? The crazy thing is because the military is so powerful, in especially in the United States, and they spend so much money on defense budget. To be in one place only, to be that secretive, that's the crazy. It's got the same like it's even more secretive like Fort Knox, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
locked down.
and Fort Knox is where they keep our gold reserves supposedly. So
But
it's
why?
like,
But what? Okay, I mean, you guys just say it's so secretive. And so, why is it so secretive? The fact that a civilian just can't walk up to the gate and walk around the compound. There's a place that I work at over there on Patterson. When I was doing my old job, it was a Army Reserve place, and they didn't let anybody walk on base.
Okay.
And no matter
So-
what. So
no, we're
it's
not.
like-
We're not talking about walking up to it and doing that stuff. We're talking walking
or
around.
things that
in
were
it.
seen around
Dude,
there, too.
it's Area 51, and then there's a radius you can't come around it. So
Yeah.
you're not able to even get anywhere near it.
Okay, but
so you're talking about
you're
this
making
place.
you're making it seem like it's an anomaly. That's a lot of bases in the United States, especially when it's an Air Force base. They don't want you going over there messing with their equipment.
Is that what it's labeled as?
But why would the world, or why would
has the airport in there.
individual accounts just target this one base?
Because
They don't say the base in North Carolina or any bases in South Carolina or any of those bases are affiliated with extraterrestrial beings.
I get-
but they
okay.
say
Area
it
51.
always happens in Area 51.
okay, I say the reason why they're saying that so much is because if an alien spaceship was to go down in Pennsylvania, of course they'll send it to the air base nearest.
Nearest.
There. Okay, it happened in New Mexico. The closest base that was in New Mexico before Area 51 was what we know it today. It used to be a small little base that was just a scrub base that nobody hardly ever knew about. So there, when they brought the equipment there and they started supposedly taking it apart and learning about the technology, that's when it started creating a heightened security. But I believe this heightened security was always there.
So you're just saying it's not true because of heightened security.
It's just a protected
heightened
base.
security.
No, I wouldn't give it so. Okay, if everybody's sitting there saying Area 51, wouldn't you think that they would sit there and move the stuff out of there? Or
When
they would
did
just
the-
keep it under lock and key?
That-
and
But
That's
what if
smart
there's
too,
a
yeah. Why would they-
specific purpose and be
We're
where
talking
the
that
Earth-
exact
Yeah,
location.
that exact
Okay,
location.
we're
so you
ta-
can't move stuff out of there.
Okay,
what if
well-
you can't move
Like
it
it's
out of
a
there?
What
doorway.
are you talking about? They got air baits with they got airplanes with big jumbo jets coming in and out of
I'm
there.
not talking.
No, I get what you're saying. You're saying like maybe that land, that actual land
Correct.
that it's on, is some kind of special land.
Like there's a special
It's
radiation,
not.
special.
In Roswell, right? That's when it happened. When did the Roswell crash happen?
1960 something.
It was earlier than that.
What's that?
The Roswell is what started Area 51. Is what the saucer that apparently fell from the sky, and everybody said it was a
And then they
weather
built
balloon.
around it.
Yeah, but that's the first suspicions of the alien happened, and that's when Area 51 became Area 51. Before that, I don't know what it was,
All
but
right, let's play a scenario, right? That makes sense, right? Let's say Roswell did happen. A spacecraft crashed in that area, right? Our government created a crime scene around it, right? Like they normally would, right? Investigating, right? But the family of that, whoever was driving that plane wants their family back, came back and they visited it, and then they got caught. And now it's a situation where like you're holding our people hostage, and they came here, then they negotiated, and then we got to know them. That's very much possible. So there is a purpose for it to be there. So now, as far as the coordinates of that specific place, is now where they said, all right, well, we're only going to come here. It makes the most sense. It's desert. There's not much going on. Unlike North Carolina, Pennsylvania, where they're more populated. Because if you look at the United States map, if you look at it the way it lights up at night, the East Coast, the eastern part of the United States is all lit up. But then you start moving to the west. Until you get to California, it's all like pockets of light.
Yeah, but they're known to like hover around military bases or weapons or things like that. Or when there's like a big explosion, they appear.
But if they're negotiating with our government, then it makes sense. Then they're investigating what's going on, or they're talking to. They're not going to talk to Mikey, this guy, especially not that guy over there. They're not going to talk to us because we don't offer them nothing. What do you own that they want?
Here's an extreme. What if Area 51? You talk about all this negotiating. What if that specific area was negotiated for them as a living base for them to have a hub in the not just the United States,
their embassy.
but say they have What if it's their embassy and these armed guards are aliens
and they work for
how my kind of alien? He looks like a regular person, but he's not from.
But the
here.
United States says you got to look like a human being.
He's not. Well, what if they do look like human beings? What if that is them? That is an alien.
Well, apparently,
but you can't tell.
They're sleeping with humans, so they probably got some hybrids.
Like you said it. That's their embassy.
Got some anime people walking around
and
with the
they
big
might
eyes.
have multiple. We talk about Area 51, but Brazil might have an Area 51, and Europe could have their own. I mean, there's a lot of different. I was just thinking about that whole thing because you talk about negotiating and stuff. I'm like, damn, that could be their spot. And my description of an alien could be them working and living there and whatever.
If
why
they
would
did
they want to
invade,
work and live in?
they wouldn't want to work shit. They'd probably laugh at us.
Yeah. What if that's their poor community?
But let me
or
ask
like
you-
they went to get what are those job fairs and they just a temp job. What if that's? I'm just saying, man. They could be just like us. They went to get a temp job and they're like, hey, man, I got this spot in Nevada for you.
They're like, yo, Earth,
90 days. You know?
Earth, yo, you don't have any work experience. Go to Earth.
That's the thing.
Let me see your resume. Area 51, my
We
guy.
could be a zoo. We could be just them visiting us and just being like, take a look at these apes.
That's their Airbnb. Area 51.
That's an interesting statement you said there, dude. Okay, so do you believe? Okay, so we're talking about. So I believe if we're a zoo to them, right, then there has to be 1 million life forms of intelligence, and we're the bottom of the bottom. Because if they're coming here for amusement, they're like, look at these dumbasses. They're doing everything wrong.
Are pretty
And we got
crazy.
4 guys right here that are pretty dumb. So it's like,
Dude, if they were ever to invade, we didn't have a shot. Like, if they're attacking from the sky,
What if they're dumb? What if
they're-
they're dumb?
well, then they're really smart compared to
And
us.
what if they're dumb and they're and that's the reason why they're not here? And they're like, man, bro, yo, if we go over there, we're gonna get messed up.
Nah, I
like
don't
it don't
believe
make
that.
sense. Why would I go there with these guys
think
who got 5 fingers? I only got 3.
I don't believe that. In the world we live, where we're at heightened security against other countries, another.
I think
life
we'll
force
whoop
gonna come
ass.
to you.
I think humans will whoop ass, though. Like, if it was, like, mutual combat. Like,
And
they
they
were, like,
look
hand
at
to
us-
hand.
So you're talking about Independence Day, Will Smith.
No, that was corny and wag.
So they probably look at us
Welcome,
as a whole.
Earth.
We keep saying United States, but they look at us as a whole.
Oh, yeah, we're
Yeah,
one.
we're not
We're one.
All right, so
States.
here's something.
We're Homo sapiens.
Let's say they come to Earth. Let's say they come to Earth. Do you think that the world would come together
No.
and fight the aliens
I think so.
together?
I think so.
Like everybody
I think
just,
so.
yo, these guys, they're coming deep.
Oh, I got it. I got to hear this. What do you?
Ronald Reagan said it. He said the only way that the world will come together is if an outside force came in and threatened us, that we would all unite. And I'm with him.
But that outside force has to be dominant. Like they
It
have to
would
be,
be.
like tearing us
Dude,
apart.
imagine these saucers, like we all said. They're looking at Earth as one. They're not looking at, we're going to go for America. They're going to come
Yeah, it's
down
Earth.
and they're going to, right? They're going to
Right.
have the skies of Asia, Africa, North America, South America. We're all going to call each other. And we're going to be like, yo, you see your sky? What we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, fuck all the bullshit. We got to get together.
United Nations meeting right now.
Putin's going to be like, I've got 988 nuclear bombs.
Yeah. They all belong to America. I didn't want to tell you, but I'm letting you know.
I
right
had
now.
them pointed right to you, but we go straight north now.
Yeah,
And you
but
think we could win?
I think we won't win, but I think that we got
You
no
think we're gonna
shot.
try, and then we're gonna get extinct, and then we're gonna come back from?
I think the human grit is enough to probably scare some of the weak ones off, But they call them generals. They be like, hey man, the first wave didn't make it. Y'all got to bring the big boys.
You know what the problem is? Is the world we've built our military and our defenses based on combat with other humans. Yeah, that.
Of course, that's the only threat we have.
Unless NASA is Area 51 is military for aliens.
Yeah.
There we go.
There
we
you
just
go.
solved it.
Space Force.
Space Force. That could be it too.
So my
They could
question
be
is,
ready
if Space
just in
Force
case.
is ready, how do I sign up? Because like I've been waiting for something like this. This world is boring.
Your phone's probably gonna let you know in a couple
I'm
seconds.
not. I'm ready for Space
You would
Force.
willing to go into like an adventure into space and go
To
look
fight?
and to fight? You're talking about fighting?
You're
Fighting
talking. I
aliens.
thought we were talking about fighting.
I thought
Fighting
you were
aliens.
talking about exploring. So you're going to go and fight the aliens?
Well, Space
Well,
Force is a military.
Space is a military, so
branch,
we're training
right?
for that. I'll train for that.
You let me know what happens if you make
Like
it.
Starship Trooper, with Johnny Rico.
Dude, I'm going to go into the forest.
I know you are. First
They're going
one
to get me first.
First one to be abducted.
And I'm going to snitch. I'm going to say all the secrets.
So according to your theory, back to episode 1, you said the forest is the safest place from zombies.
Yeah.
But not from
now
aliens.
you're saying it's for aliens, so you're gonna go into the forest. Where they're
Yeah,
gonna find
I mean,
you?
pick
Where
your
is the
poison.
safest place?
In
The
the
ocean.
The ocean.
Oh, yeah. So you could get eaten by his squids and his
the
octopuses.
And the mermans.
Man.
The mermans
But they
in the
probably
ocean.
aliens do probably exist, and they probably laugh at us because of the damn time we spend doing mundane things. They probably come and observe and be like, "Look at these guys."
What are
Suppose they think
what
they
are
have jobs.
mundane things
They're like-
that humans do?
Cart pushing?
Go to work.
Wake up, go to
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Do you think they have jobs?
Commute, driving around. Imagine an alien looking
City's
down on
traffic.
Earth,
This world is stupid.
watching Aaron walk his dog, picking up Aaron's dog shit, and then fucking walking around. You know,
So you
they're
think
gonna
I, you
the
think I
dog
walk
is in
around?
charge.
First thing I do is wake up in the morning, put on my sweater with my flip flops, and walk outside and walk my dog, looking to clean shit.
Yeah, and there's some alien like, look at this loser.
Look at this
Look at this loser walking his dog
Let's
again.
go back and talk to the dog.
I put my dog in the backyard and I clean shit later.
But you know what I heard? That if all of us learned science, at least 10% of
Bro,
science,
I wish.
that we would all be engineers, innovators, and we would be having robots run our
But why
lives.
doesn't the world want us to be?
They don't want.
innovators?
They want
There
us to
needs
learn.
be a lower class, middle class, and upper class. There
But that-
has to be.
But some of
Has
the
to be.
best
I don't
feats
know.
of life happen when people were free to experiment.
We
We'll
could
save
be
it for-
so
we'll-
better
we'll
right
save it
now.
for
though.
another thing, but I'm interested in going into like, the Industrial Revolution, steel and stuff like that. But again, that's.
But
where,
what's
that's
next?
Where it was our-
Like everybody's trying to figure out what the future is going to be. In order to have the future, we need to tear down this present,
Oh,
and that's never going to happen.
I think, but
maybe
I
if
think,
aliens
I think,
came.
But I think that's why.
Give us a-
That's why I think. Well, hear me out. I think that's why alien stuff is becoming normal, because I think human civilization is on the brink of the next big thing, which I think is altering realities, which is nanotechnology, which is stuff that we've never seen before, which is in our
2030.
world, which is alien, right? That's alien technology. If you talked about this 30 years ago, that was alien technology, right?
Comic book stuff. That's what that was.
Yeah. So if that's becoming more and more real, if we thought 50 years ago that was alien and foreign and it was out of our grasp, and in 50 years we've gotten this far, then
But it's crazy
We're
how we
entering
got
the
so
next world.
fast. Like it has to be some kind of, I don't know. But in 2030 is supposed to be a big year for humans. Like the
just look at how fast like electric cars are coming out to the market.
electric
Smart
cars have been
homes.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I
know,
feel
but-
like that took so long.
You think it took so long?
It's
been
electric
here.
cars, and they've been talking about flying cars, and
Dude,
we're
I
just
rem-
now electric. And now I feel like we're behind.
We had electric cars from the beginning. They just chose to go with gas because of the oil companies and stuff. You want to get into
It's
it.
all about money.
It's all about that. Lobbying. They lobbied. They got rid of the electric car just to pull in those diesel and gas cars.
You heard about the one the car that was built on
Water?
hydrogen? Water?
Yeah, and the guy died.
Yeah.
They killed him. He was
And
choking.
they buried his patent.
Aliens did that, bro.
No, the government. They're like, we can have this
Damn,
man
Mikey,
having
now we're gonna
cars.
get killed by the government.
Yeah,
Jesus
he just
Christ.
exposed it.
No, but aliens, I think they do exist, and I think we're just happy that they haven't came for a reason of takeover, because we wouldn't stand a shot.
Yeah. And you said...
So how old is the world? The Earth? No, I'm talking about human civilization. They say it goes back
You
how
know
far?
what? You know what? Speaking of that, I don't know how old anything is, because that James Webb telescope just proved that there's galaxies that are older than the Big Bang. And they said that that space is forever expanding and getting larger. There are galaxies that are small.
trying to say.
There are galaxies that are small from billions years ago. But if space is ever expanding, those small galaxies should have been expanded to a bigger galaxy by now. But they're not. They're still small. So the James Webb telescope is showing us a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't, know for sure. But people took it as, yeah, this is fact. But now it's like, wait a minute, that might not be fact. We might have been learning about this stuff in school that don't mean nothing.
So, but I think it goes to what you're saying. It's like when people theorize like that and come up with theories like that, you look at them automatically like they're crazy.
That's not true, because everybody accepted it.
But you could only get accepted by a theory like that is if you got like
You
credentials.
accepted the Big Bang Theory, right? Like when they taught it in school, nobody questioned
No,
it. It was
I
just
really-
like,
Young
To be honest with you, I didn't really care for that theory. I didn't really it didn't fascinate me.
But majority of the world, I would say Americans believe that's how the universe began. It began out of nothing.
You know what I don't understand is remember back to when you guys were in school, right? Remember when you opened up your history book, it started in like a couple of years BC, and then you're like, wait, what? We just like it feels like a fresh world, and then we're here, right? That's just crazy to me how you open a book and they teach you. As a kid, I remember saying like, yo, how did we just out of nowhere they open a book? Here's where we started. We were, with woolly mammoths and stuff like that, and we were surviving the Ice Age, and it started from the Ice Age on.
And that's all word of mouth, because now you think of it, now in time, everything is documented by a camera. Back then, there were no cameras, so technically everything you're reading is word of mouth, passed down generation to generation. It's story. So if you really break that down, I mean, I guess fossils and stuff as proof of things like that, but everything that we're reading in books, especially history books, are stories. They're all stories. There's no real hard living proof.
It's the author who makes the story.
But what do you believe from what you know?
As far as what, the Earth?
The Earth. Everything you ever was taught was a lie? Or
I mean, if you ask me, I'm going to go religious, because that's what makes sense to me, is that this was created by something higher than us. Because to me, everything I look at is an intelligent design. If I were to tell humans, go ahead and make me soil out of nothing, we wouldn't be able to do that. We wouldn't be able to recreate a rose that just, make a rose. We can't do that, but we could do so much, right?
it's absolutely insane. And I think no human or no one person knows everything, but we're like, all right, there's a couple minds. The whole world has to come together and agree that this is what happened, just based on what they know, not just 7 guys in a room creating. Let's create history books. Let's say, well, we think this is real. This is real. This is real. This is real. This is not real.
That's basically how the world works.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, no, because more and more as we go on, they're debunking stuff, theories, and all these brilliant people of the world are getting debunked again, which is why, again, back to the alien thing, full circle, is why I believe that there has to be another intelligent life. This wasn't put together by mistake.
With aliens?
No, Earth.
Oh, I thought you were like, what, they were
It's
created?
an intricate system here at Earth, and human beings work against that intricate system, which makes me believe that we're not even from this planet. But that's another story. I don't want to get into stuff like that.
Well, I mean, we are kind of not. Well, that's not true, because if we were to walk around barefoot and like let's say there wasn't cement and streets and all that, and it was all like forest, our feet would be like rocks.
Yeah,
we'd be able to
evolve to it.
Well, I wouldn't say evolve, right? We would just condition our body.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I struck a nerve there.
You're talking about we adapt to it.
Adapt.
There you
That's
go.
what. That's the word.
What if whoever let's say whoever created us said, "Yo, we're gonna we we saw this Earth, right? We know what it takes to live in it. They created Mikey, threw him into the thing, and you were able to adapt because that's what your biological.
His name's God. You just described God.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna create this being for this place for him to grow, and there you go, buddy.
Because God's alien.
Oh God.
Oh, see?
Jesus, forgive him, for he
The
does
key
not
is
know what he
there.
does. What if Jesus died for alien sins?
Oh, no. Oh, there he is over there. There he is.
Shook a nerve with Elliot.
I'm saying, what if we get to talk to aliens, right? And they're like, "You guys know Christ?" And we're like, "No." So if I ever saw an alien, I think I'd punch it in the face.
No,
Okay,
but that's what I was
Guys,
gonna
doing that
say.
shit.
Okay, forget that. Scratch all that. What I was gonna say is, are you ready? Would you be ready for it? Real talk. If today they announced we are being invaded, aliens are real. They may or may not be a threat. We need to be on high alert. How would you react to that?
Brandy, go get that shotgun.
Well, I'm not asking you how.
What else do you do?
Hey, Brandy.
What else do you do?
So you think humans are gonna go run to the gun shop and buy a bunch of guns, sell out guns, ammunition's gonna be at all time
People
low?
will freak out. Look at how bad, just with COVID, there was no ammo.
No toilet paper.
The Void cards.
Oh, yeah.
It was so hard to get Void cards and concealed carry licenses. Ammo was off the shelves. It was so hard to buy weapons, and that's because of COVID. Imagine aliens are
was
here.
was that happening nationwide or
Oh,
was
no,
it
that's-
specific to a state?
That's everywhere.
Oh, it's nationwide. Okay.
There was an ammo shortage.
Well, I didn't really care too much about nationwide. I
just
was
for
worried
that.
about what it was.
So if aliens came,
Nationwide's on your side.
if aliens came,
I heard that. I heard that.
First UFO and car crashing. UFO and car accident.
So basically, what I picture in my
Is
mind,
an alien?
what I picture in my mind is aliens sitting down playing cards with some generals in Antarctica, and they're discussing the future technology, and they say like imagine an alien with a cigarette, and it's like a long ash, and he's like, "All right, John, look, I got 10 things you can have for the next year."
He's not speaking English.
Why not?
Oh my God!
Why wouldn't he? What if
Are you looking at like there's aliens that really are real, and they're like, "We don't speak English."
Right now, in his mind, with what you just described, there are American generals and green slimy.
I mean, they're
figures.
smoking cigarettes and
Green
playing cards.
slimy
But if aliens were here in the Earth, how long were they here for?
Oh my
So how
God,
long-
this guy. So they don't speak English. They don't know anything. What are they doing?
But they're smarter than us.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
No, so just like we eventually communicated with the indigenous people,
what?
there has to be time. There has to be
Dude, they
translator.
probably speak telepathically. That's what I heard too, dog. You think they don't know English?
They're not speaking
The
English.
most
They're
easiest
not-
language in the world, English.
Wow.
Compared to other languages, English
Wow.
is easy.
You're making it okay, but what happens if they don't got the same vocal cords we do?
What I don't like about you making it so simple, like they just came down here and say, "Yo, what's up, bro?"
That's what I
Then
think.
why-
We keep making them
But
seem
why
like
not?
bad people too. What if they're just like? What if they are
They
like
could
us
watch
and they're-
TV.
and they just come
Well,
in
then
and
they
be like,
wouldn't
yo,
be so alien. Then they'll just be humans from another planet.
which are
Exactly.
aliens.
They are
Which
aliens.
that's my
If they're
description
outside of
of an
Earth.
alien.
They're
is
outside
a
of Earth.
Human being. a
But
Homo
here we are.
sapien
How
from
many?
a
How
different
many?
planet.
How many languages?
Oh, wait a
are-
minute.
How much? How
Wait,
many
wait,
languages-
wait. You saying an alien from another planet is Homo sapien?
Just like us.
So that's the only alien you believe in?
Yes, I don't believe in green slimy guys
So
smoking
then,
cigarettes.
so then their world has to be like Earth, right?
has to
exactly
be-
like us.
But then it's
Plants,
not. But
they
it's,
go to work every day.
But then it's not alien. Then it's
It is
just
alien.
it's another. It's another. It's a.
It would be alien
It's
though,
alien.
because it's not from Earth.
Bro.
That's
it'll
what I
be-
said in the beginning. They're
it's-
having a
it's
podcast
very-
too.
it's
They all
very-
do the
it's
same
very-
stuff that we do.
It's the world was put together and it's an intricate system.
Oh God.
Here we go again.
That's-
Channel 11.
So there's 8 planets in our solar system, right?
Oh God.
Oh, we're just gonna leave Pluto out of here.
Pluto's a ball of gas.
Whatever it is.
Little rock can grow.
So however many planets are in our solar system, the Earth is the only one like it. But you're saying in other ones.
But what if it's just this
But in
block?
our galaxy, there's only one Earth. But you're saying there's other Earths in,
In
other
other
galaxies.
galaxies.
But they did find.
You're
No,
saying-
wait.
You're
No,
saying
that's
that
fact.
can happen, but
No, wait.
aliens are just out there.
They did find
Blowing
other
my mind. I
Earth-like
am
planets
Frustrated.
Earth-like, not
with water,
We're talking about
with
the same-
vegetation,
Oh my
with
God.
oxygen. They found them.
This is
absurd.
Hey,
That's what
until
this
they
is.
How dare you?
How dare you offend me with that nonsense?
until they come with the bottled water of Europa tap, then I don't believe.
What the hell's Europa?
Spell that.
Huh?
Europa? What's Europa?
Europa.
You
You don't know Europa?
No.
It's one of the moons of Saturn.
Oh.
Oh well,
That-
thank
that's
you.
okay.
Well,
Oh,
thank you, because I had no
man.
idea.
So some people
Hey,
are
Elliot,
smart
Elliot.
here.
What do we call our moon?
Our moon is called Moon. They
Right? Why the fuck
boring.
don't we got a special name? It's just the moon.
What's on the other side of this moon? No, I'm
The
kidding.
dark side. Hey, I heard the moon was part of another planet that was
No,
close to
yeah,
Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you saying that's not
Yeah.
true?
They're probably
This
smoking
guy-
cigarettes and fucking playing
I-
cards back there.
Oh yeah,
too.
Sasquatch,
I
right?
wanna
Sitting there
listen
smoking
to
cigarettes.
Okay.
He's
And
talking about
mermaids.
Planet X. He's talking about another planet that's hidden in our solar system that we can't
The moon
see 'cause
came
of
from
the
it.
light. I don't believe Planet
Yeah,
X.
I mean-
No. The
What
moon
do-
came
what-
from another planet.
What do you believe from what you see?
I told
You guys
you.
are crazy.
It's the remnants of another planet. I know you.
I told you.
Planet X collided with Earth, and then.
But
Planet
nobody
X got
can see
absorbed,
it?
And we got the
So this-
remnants.
We can't
of
see it. It's the
Planet X
moon.
That turned into
Oh,
the moon.
you're saying that the moon is Planet X.
Planet-
But the moon has been walked on.
Not
No,
entirely.
I don't know, bro. I don't believe
Well,
that
this guy
one.
believes it was filmed in a studio.
I do believe
I
that.
think that the amount of effort it would take to make
It doesn't
that
matter.
into a
It-
television
it
program,
makes- it
it's
makes
harder
too
than the
much sense.
rocket.
It makes too much sense.
What
Everybody
makes
was-
too much sense?
That everybody was on a space high and everybody was trying to get to space. United States trying to be the best that it could be. Said, all right, let's do that, and they went. They faked it.
And
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
could
yeah,
be
yeah,
bothered.
yeah,
But then
yeah,
come
yeah.
we-
How did they do it?
How come we haven't
How
been
did
there
they do it?
since? How come we haven't been there since?
How
Because
did-
we made a pact to never go back there again.
Why the hell would we go? It's for nothing. There's nothing there.
Did they send the
You
moon?
don't know. With today's technology, we probably found something that we missed the last
Dude,
time
we
were
got
there.
all the
Okay,
moon rocks.
You're playing.
We got all the moon rocks. They even made it into weed now.
I don't know. I heard
Dude,
Elon Musk said that
humans haven't been outside of this planet. We wish we could.
We never been outside this planet.
No.
So
We
not
hovered-
even outside the
we
ozone
hovered-
layer.
Yeah, we hovered around it. Yeah.
That's
But
outside
we've
this
never-
planet,
I've been-
sir.
We've never
I've
been
been
to
to
the
Dominican
moon. We've never
Republic.
been to Mars. With humans. We could send stuff.
Okay, we never been to Mars. There's no
we
evidence
could
of that.
send stuff there, but Neil Armstrong never touched
If
it.
we could send things there, then we could send a person there.
No, we can't.
Why not?
Because it's a different place.
We can't get in the alien suit like you said
So
earlier?
it's down the street. It's a different place. What are you talking about?
In the age of technology, bro, how the hell do they have that clear picture of Neil Armstrong, the ship landing, and the American flag being there without?
Dude, they also got the Beatles performing live.
On the moon?
Yeah. Elvis Presley out here doing his little shimmy shake. How did they get that footage? How did they do that?
No.
Oh, that's not real
we've
either.
Never been there, bro.
Well, he's saying that the technology they had wasn't compared to what they
What?
Backing them up?
I don't know what that means. The technology back then was a video camera
So we had-
that they
we
showed
had
fucking Jimi Hendrix playing the national anthem.
We had technology to put somebody in the spacecraft, send the spacecraft to the moon.
And I believe they have a video camera that was
land-
made as well.
Land on the moon,
Mm-hmm.
come out of the spacecraft, explore, get a hover, rover, it looked fake as all hell.
How would you know what jumping on the moon looks like?
When's the last time you went to the moon?
Wait.
No, there's no weight.
They weren't they walking around with like some spacecraft or whatever?
What the fuck? They jumped around
Yeah, they were
with their
hopping.
boots. Like this.
Okay, so they say that, and then they're like, all right.
Wait!
They're like, all right, guys. Neil Armstrong's like, all right, guys, let's wrap it up. And they wrapped it up, planted the flag.
Dude, why were they there?
Wait, planted the
No,
flag.
why were they there?
Just to walk, right?
Just to walk.
No, but why were they there?
To
They
stop
didn't
the
just
Russians.
go there unprepared. What did they do when they got there?
I don't know.
They collected samples of the soil. They collected rocks. There was a purpose.
Okay.
It wasn't just like, hey guys, smile for the camera. We beat Russia.
I know.
No.
Okay, so I didn't know what you were going with there, but yeah, they came back and then they go, all right, time to pack this puppy up. So the amount of technology, all those guys in the room, right? They're all in the room
In the
on
room.
Earth, right?
In the
With
room.
everybody's got buttons to press, flicking stuff. T-5, 4, right? And everybody's going there, pressing the buttons. Everybody's flicking. Everybody's checking the idols and everything. That's from Earth. that goes up. Now they're in the moon, right?
How do you make telephone calls?
Wait.
I'm gonna cut you off. How do you make a call from
I know,
California
I
to goddamn China?
But
That's way far.
but that's within the Earth.
What
not
does that
in
got to do
space.
with anything?
So
Because the
then
satellites are in the sky, aren't they?
Wait. So then now
I don't need to hear all this.
You're on the moon, right? And then
Oh yeah, I collect call. I can't get there. It's a busy signal.
so all that technology to launch that spacecraft from Earth to the moon. Now they have the same technology placed on the moon.
What do you
All
mean
the
placed on the moon? They don't have a TV station on the moon.
So how did they get out of the moon?
It was in the. What do you mean
How
the
do you get
thrusters?
Like, how do they get back?
In the thrusters, right?
Yeah,
get
they
back?
took
Yeah.
it back to the other station and took that rocket out. They connected. That little thing didn't bring them to
They
Earth.
didn't just like, hey, tomorrow we should try the moon.
They went to
bro.
the space
Like, this was
station.
Probably
That's
years.
phony,
and
They
bro.
took
years.
the little
I
ship
can't
dude,
believe
I
that's
will-
space
phony,
station.
But
That's phony.
Green slimy men are not. But that's phony.
You and your green.
That's what he said.
You and your Simpsons green
I never
alien.
said anything
This guy
about
loves.
green slimy men.
Just blobbing.
I
It's
just
like,
said they
"Ah."
didn't speak English.
It's all, I heard that they're all gray with little tracksuits and big heads. That's what they walk around with Adidas
gray,
suits.
So gray is more realistic because they say color is just a projection of Earth. Color doesn't exist.
What?
That's what
Coming
I
from
mean.
the guy who says the moon landing was
Dude,
fake.
Mars is red.
I mean, our eyes. tell
Jupiter
us,
is
our
like
eyes
brown
tell us,
and-
our eyes tell us it's red.
What
But
color
that's
is-
what we perceive colors
What
with our
color is
eyes.
But what about when
Pluto.
you're colorblind?
We're not.
What?
You can't be colorblind if there's no such thing as color.
You're talking about people that the minority. Oh, if you're colorblind, it doesn't exist,
I
though.
mean, to them that doesn't exist.
Well, green doesn't exist to them, but it does to us.
Unless you're a slimy alien. Then it green slimy.
This guy. You know, when you say green alien, I think of the Ghostbusters
Yeah,
ghost.
that's
The
what I
green
every
guy.
time I talk about it, that's what I'm describing. He's not even an alien. He's like a blob of slime.
He's a ghost, right?
I don't know.
He's
what
a
he is.
ghost of an alien.
Like,
Oh.
wow, double negative. That's the next podcast.
Our
Ghosts.
slimy ghost real.
Okay, so moon landing didn't exist.
Oh my god! I'm just saying, dude. It's weird that we went there one time and said, "Yo, this is cool. We're never doing this again."
Well,
Well,
we
we've
That
been
is
there
kinda-
a few times. What are you talking about? Apollo 13? No.
Houston, we have a problem. That was that one.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting my
Apollo
facts wrong.
13.
I thought we were only.
That was that one.
I don't know.
We had a few Apollo missions. The last one was Apollo.
They
They
said
sent a
supposedly
monkey?
somebody like there was a bad accident and did he come back? They're like, "All right, we can't do this no more." Just
It's just there's
Human life
nothing
is
there.
Hold on. No, you can't say that. What about that one astronaut that sat there and said that he went to go explore that crater and he says they're parked on the ridge and they're watching us.
There is a lot of astronaut
What?
evidence.
Watching us.
There's astronauts that say, a lot of them say that they hear knocking on their door in space.
No, that's a
But
space
there's so
station.
much pressure and stuff out there,
No,
man.
these are astronauts that. What do you mean? A knock from the
I
outside?
know, but I'm saying that you were talking
Housekeeping
about, I thought you were
and
talking
alien
about on the moon. I thought you just
Yo,
No,
this
sitting on the
service
moon
gets
and you're
crazy.
hearing,
no sheets and pillowcases.
If you hear knocking, you're not thinking you're walking on the moon. You're in your space. Somebody's knocking on the outside. Why would somebody knock on the damn walking next to you and they just start?
new bed sheets. The green alien
If I
woman.
say knock, if somebody's at
that's-
your door knocking, you're thinking.
So is that where we
We're
got
on the outside.
hospitality from?
there is a
We learned from
little
the alien.
spaceship on the moon. You don't think that they would be knocking on the little spaceship on the moon? You gotta be clarified, man. We're talking about the space.
They would
station.
still be
They were
knocking on the outside of the thing.
the space, not ship.
They were knocking
shuttle.
on the space station.
And
That's
nobody
what I
answered.
said.
No, you didn't. You didn't say nothing. You said that they were knocking on
Yeah,
the
you
moon.
did say that you were just
They
heard
were
knocking
knocking on the
sounds, like
moon.
just knocking on the walls. Or
But if
knocking
you
on
hear
rocks,
that,
Wait, what are?
there's no sound in space.
alien moves like that?
But
The octopus thing. All 8, 9.
space is a vacuum, though. Ain't nobody up there playing the
yeah, but we
bongos.
use the thrusters to come.
Nobody up there going bongo, bongo, bongo.
Well, that's the way you said. Well, there's counts where they heard knockings off. Then just
I don't know. What you saying?
The
that
green
space,
octopus.
I mean, I understand space is a vacuum, but there is sound in vacuum. The sound just don't.
Like when you're
disappear.
vacuuming.
So you're telling me if me and you were standing in space and we were outside on the moon exploring shit, and I just ripped one. You would not hear that. You'd be like, "It's a vacuum. It disappeared."
You're in your suit. You're in your suit.
Okay, imagine if
So
I had my
you-
ass hanging out the
You
suit.
would be dead. That wouldn't happen.
Huh?
You would die.
In some weird way, the vacuum.
You
want to
stick your ass out of the damn suit to fart
I just.
to prove there's sound in space.
Yes. Imagine I don't want to smell that shit in my suit.
Oh, he said if somehow.
So in
He
space,
said if the
so in
vacuum
space,
can
you're
suck
just
his
hearing
butthole
yourself
out.
breathe.
Right? Suck me inside out from my butthole.
Dude, you wouldn't be able to do anything in space.
I hate you. But we were able to get out of the moon. Shut up, bro.
You have a suit
Shut
on.
up, bro. And we knew the technology to get out of the moon from the conditions.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying, though.
Dog, we built skyscrapers, railroads,
Based on the
electricity.
elements of art, you know how much technology goes into building a skyscraper?
Dude,
have
you know,
to- when
1968 was a decent year for technology. We
Not
weren't
for
talking about the
spacecraft.
Stone Age.
We just got electric cars, but we flew to space.
Electric cars has been
I
here.
hate you.
Jesus Christ, save him.
Oh
For
man.
he does not know what he says.
Okay.
The key is there.
The key is
This guy's talking bullshit. Technology was perfectly
Nah, bro,
fine in
you're-
1968.
You're too much of a believer, bro.
You
That's
could
what your
be.
problem
You could go
is.
to the bottom of the ocean in 1968.
What?
Now you're pissing me off. Yeah, that's another
There wasn't
thing.
no submarines.
We
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait. So how much of space have we explored?
1%.
What?
I think there's.
So you're 99% sure that aliens exist.
There comes the facts, my God.